Meghan Markle accused of clinging to royal title after recent interviews. Crown Chronicles. Welcome back to Crown Chronicles, the royal channel where truth meets drama, and the stories behind palace gates are finally laid bare. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now, because today's story is one of the most gripping, controversial, and emotionally charged royal narratives unfolding at this very moment. And trust me, you'll want to stay with this one until the very end. So let's dive straight into today's headline. Meghan Markle accused of clinging to her royal title after her latest series of interviews, and this time, the criticism isn't coming from random online commentators, it's coming from royal insiders, media analysts, and even former palace staff who believe Meghan is sending a very deliberate message with her choice of words, tone, and her title. Ever since Meghan and Harry stepped back as working royals in early 2020, the debate has raged over whether they should keep their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles. The couple have repeatedly insisted they want to be financially independent, free from institutional constraints, and able to build their own futures outside of royal duty. But here's where the drama begins, because despite moving to California, signing multi-million-dollar deals, and launching independent projects, Meghan continues to use her Duchess title in interviews, public appearances, and branding moves. And for many, especially within the British press and royal circles, this is where the contradiction lies. Meghan says she wants freedom, but critics claim she still wants royal prestige. She says she's not interested in the royal hierarchy, but continues to benefit from the name recognition that comes with it. And her recent interviews, high-profile, polished, and powerful, have added fuel to the fire. In these new appearances, Meghan speaks about empowerment, motherhood, Hollywood, activism, and mental health, but every time she's introduced, the words the Duchess of Sussex ring out clearly. Not Meghan Markle, not Meghan Mountbatten Windsor. But the title gifted to her by the very institution she walked away from, and this, according to some insiders, is exactly why accusations of clinging to her royal title are resurfacing with intensity. One palace aide, speaking anonymously, is said to have described Meghan's choice as strategic branding rather than traditional identity. Another royal analyst claims, Meghan knows the title opens doors that would take years to open otherwise. And in the entertainment industry, where Meghan is now firmly rooted, prestige matters, image matters, and titles, well, they matter more than ever. But is Meghan really clinging to her title, or is something else happening beneath the surface? To fully understand the tension, you have to look at the complicated relationship Meghan built, and broke, with the monarchy. Her wedding to Harry was supposed to be a breath of fresh air, modern, diverse, global, optimistic. The world fell in love with her. And for a brief moment, it seemed like the royal family was ready to embrace a new era. Then came the criticisms, the media battles, the internal clashes, and eventually the exit. When Meghan talks about that period now, there is still pain in her voice, pain many viewers empathize with. She has spoken openly about how she felt trapped, how she struggled with mental health, and how she believed her voice had been silenced. So when she uses her Duchess title today, some argue it's not clinging, but reclaiming a part of her identity that she feels she earned, even if the experience was bruising. Still, the optics are tricky. If you leave an institution, but still use its title, are you distancing yourself, or are you trying to benefit from both worlds? That's the question millions are now asking. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Behind the scenes, Hollywood insiders claim that Meghan's royal title has enormous strategic value. Streaming giants love it because it guarantees global attention. Publishers love it because Duchess memoirs sell. Brands love it because it screams luxury, elegance, and influence. And Meghan loves it, perhaps not for its aristocratic weight, but for the platform it gives her to champion causes she genuinely believes in. Titles in Hollywood are like rare gems, they're not just labels, they're assets. Meghan's title, according to some industry strategists, is worth millions in recognition alone, but while Hollywood embraces her title, the royal family seems less thrilled. Within royal circles, there's an unspoken rule: if you're going to keep the title, you should uphold the dignity of the crown. And critics argue that Meghan's interviews, with bold political notes, personal revelations, and emotional critiques, don't align with the royal code of silence. You can't have the title while breaking the rules that come with it, one former palace advisor reportedly warned, yet Meghan has always been clear about one thing: she refuses to be silenced, and that, perhaps, is the core of the controversy. For traditional royals, titles represent duty. For Meghan, the title represents identity, impact, and influence, two worlds. Two cultures. Two interpretations of what it means to be a duchess. So is Meghan clinging to her royal title? Here's the truth: she's not clinging, she's using it, and in doing so, she is rewriting what it means to be a royal woman in the modern world. Her critics call it hypocrisy, her supporters call it empowerment. Her husband Harry simply says it's her right, but whether you admire her or question her, there is no denying this: Meghan Markle commands attention. Every interview becomes a headline. Every appearance sparks debate. Every word spoken draws millions of eyes. And every time she's introduced as the Duchess of Sussex, the world listens, which brings us to the final, burning question: is Meghan's royal title her lifeline, or her legacy? Time will tell, but one thing is certain: the debate isn't ending anytime soon. And as long as Meghan continues to speak, and continues to use the title she married into, this royal chapter will remain one of the most captivating and controversial of the modern era. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more royal revelations, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown Chronicles. Because more explosive royal stories are on the horizon, stories you won't want to miss.